Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he speaks with the Sahaba, he often uses language to help them think outside of the box. He often asks them questions so that they can think more deeply about profound questions in life. We covered a few examples this week. One where the Prophet ﷺ asks us, who is the kayyis? Who is the intelligent person? And an average person would respond, an intelligent person is the one who's successful, who's a physician, who's done well at school, who's on the top of his grades. Who is the ajiz? Who's the unsuccessful, weak, incapable person? Oh, it's that person who's a failure, who never really got a job, who never got a degree, who's not married, who seems to be just living life without much purpose. Okay, who's the shadid? Who's the one with strength? In our minds, we think somebody who's a MMA champion, somebody who's a wrestler, who has a black belt. That is a person who is shadid, who's strong. In all of these questions, the Prophet ﷺ, he asks the question, and when the common answer is given, he flips the script and says that no, if you think the strong person is the one with physical strength, then you haven't understood strength. Strength is also someone's ability to restrain themselves, to control their anger. Intelligence is also somebody who thinks about the akhirah. Inability is not only the person who's a failure in this world, but also a person who has no vision of the akhirah. Ultimately, what makes the difference between a mu'min and a kafir, a believer and a disbeliever, is that we look at the world very differently. A person will pass by and they'll see a tree. A person who's not a Muslim, when they see a tree, they just think about a living organism, tree, leaves, that's about it. But a Muslim looks at the tree and thinks, okay, there's a lot of beauty over here. Who created the tree? What's the purpose of the tree? When a person is waking up in the morning and they see the sun rise, the average person will say, oh, this is just a sunrise. But for a Muslim, there's a purpose behind everything. There's a reason behind everything. So even the most simple questions of life, when a person has iman, they think more deeply and more profoundly. And that's just something you'll find from the hadith and the Quran. Every time we read, Allah tells us, يَسْأَلُونَكَ يَسْأَلُونَكَ. They're asking the Prophet ﷺ all of these questions. And the Prophet ﷺ is giving them responses, but responses that help them think more profoundly about the bigger questions in life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a true understanding of the haqiqah, the reality of this life, and the reality of everything around us. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah.